Boundless Immigration News. Week in Review, April 8, 2022. Green card numbers back to pre-COVID levels. According to a new report from the Pew Research Center, the number of new green cards granted to new immigrants last year is back up to pre-COVID levels. About 282,000 people were able to get green cards between June and September last year, making the highest number since the middle of 2017. For context, in 2020, green card numbers plummeted to 79,000. Also of note, the report showed that the number of green cards issued to immigrants from within the U.S. had rebounded to pre-COVID levels, but the number of green cards issued to people applying from abroad still has a ways to go. Immigrant efforts drive Amazon unionization in Staten Island. A new report this week showed that immigrants were pivotal in the unionization efforts at Amazon earlier this month. Nearly 50% of the workforce at Amazon's JFK 8 warehouse in Staten Island, New York, are immigrants. Despite risks involved, many immigrants were active participants in the campaign to unionize, distributing bilingual flyers, creating language-specific WhatsApp groups, and spreading awareness for the campaign by word of mouth. CDC approves Lit of Title 42. This week, the CDC confirmed that it will lift Title 42, a public health order that gave border officials the authority to immediately expel migrants at the border, including asylum seekers. Of the decision, the CDC said, "I hereby determine that the danger of further introduction, transmission, or spread of COVID-19 into the United States from covered non-citizens, as defined in the August order, has ceased to be a serious danger to public health." The policy change will go into effect May 23rd. USCIS to waiver interviews for certain conditional residents. USCIS announced this week that it updated its policy manual, allowing immigration officers to use their discretion in waiving removal of condition interviews for family-based immigrants with conditional green cards. The Immigration and Nationality Act, INA, mandates that conditional residents are interviewed when USCIS is deciding whether to approve a couple's removal of conditions petition. It gives USCIS authorization to waive certain interviews. In 2018, the Trump administration barred officials from using their own judgment in these cases. The updated policy rolls back to the 2018 guidance and restores interview waiver discretion to USCIS adjudicators. Biden admin tells ICE attorneys to drop low-priority cases. The Biden administration this week put out a memo to ICE directing them to close or dismiss what could be hundreds of thousands of low-priority cases currently pending in the U.S. immigration court system. Cases that involve a public safety or national security threat, as well as cases that involve people who recently crossed the border without documentation, will stay in the courts. Instances where the immigrant has resided in the U.S. for more than 2 weeks and hasn't committed a crime, making them deportable, will be eligible to have their case dismissed. Those are this week's top immigration news headlines. If you found this video informative, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Boundless for the latest in immigration news. Thanks for watching.